And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to race number 10 of the NNSCRA Oreo Truck Series. We're here at our second restrictor plate track of this schedule here at Talladega SuperSpeedway. This is probably one of the most exciting stops on the circuit, as this is a track where anything and everything is possibly going to happen. This track, there are endless bounds as to what is going to go on here. This track can fit these cars 4x4x4. We're going to expect to see that all day long. And a big thing about this track is it always seems to bring about either a surprise winner or a very exciting photo finish. We're going to have to see what Talladega has in store for us here today. This is the Fred's dollar something, I don't remember. I'm going to just call it the Fred's 250 because it's got some long name. The Fred's dollar something something or other 250 powered by Coca-Cola. I'm just going to call it the Fred's 250 if you guys will bear with me on that. Jacob Cook's going to start on the pole for this race. He comes in 40th in the standings. Talladega Superspeedway could be the place for him to get his season turned back around. As a matter of fact, right now, he is the lowest running driver in the standings who has a win this season. Then you got Bob Jones. He's going to line up on the outside of row number 1. Bob Jones also having a rather dismal season as he is next to last in rookie points and 37th in overall points. A big opportunity for him. And then a few other drivers back there in row 2 who are both looking to try and get their season going as well. Ron Vajara Jr., who is dead last in points. This could be a big opportunity for an underdog such as Vajara Jr. And then Sky Commons, who isn't doing that badly in points, is currently 17th in the standings and a former winner last week. Or not last week, I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago at Atlanta, but still would like to be able to move up inside the top 10 in points here today. Coming into this race, the points leader is Adam Chambers. He just barely got the points lead over Matthew Rodriguez last week at Kansas. He leads by 1 point over the driver of the 14 and our winner this year at Infineon, Matthew Rodriguez. Then those two, you got to jump back a total of 24 points before you get to third in the standings, Sean Henley. Then you got James McLeod beneath him and Felix Harris, the current rookie points leader, in 5th. We're going to have to see how all these drivers are going to do. Dylan Poteet trying to come into this race and pick up his second Truck Series win of the season. In fact, the last time we were here at Talladega Superspeedway, Dylan Poteet was the one who won it. It was the second Talladega race of Season 4. So Dylan Poteet obviously knows how to get around here at Talladega Superspeedway in the trucks. He comes in 8th in points, looking for his second Truck Series win in a row. Alright, we got these cars all ready to go. The command to fire the engines has been given, so let's get these trucks rolling off. And as they roll off, we will show you the starting lineup for today's race. Going to be a wild one. 19 laps of racing in store for us here at Talladega. Here's your starting grid. I don't know what it is, but there's always a different feeling in the air whenever we come to Talladega Superspeedway. The drivers love this place. I personally love commentating races that take place here, and I bet the fans love it too. Every single one are on their feet. There isn't a chair that's being sat in here right now. Everybody on their feet. They are cheering their heads off as we are getting ready to go green here at Talladega Superspeedway. Here they come. Green flag is out. We're underway in the Fred 250. Take a look here from our gopher cam as the field will enter into turn number 1. Keep in mind, Talladega Superspeedway, a big reason why it brings about so many photo finishes. As you saw there when the green flag comes out, the start-finish line is not in the middle of the tri-oval like at Daytona International Speedway. Instead, it is down right between the middle of the tri-oval and the entrance to turn number 1. So they have that extra few hundred yards to be able to work with as they are 4 wide, almost 5 wide back there. Carter Keselowski made it in that move right there and nearly made it 5 wide. I think they settled it back out to 4 wide. Out of all the Talladega tracks that are available out there for download, this is probably one of my favorites because this one they can race 4 wide, and it's just as normal as can be. They get 5 wide though, then you get nervous, and back there when Carter Keselowski made that move, I thought for certain they were going to wreck, as Trent Dunham is going to lead the first lap of this race, but he's going to go in a 3 wide situation now. Luke Walker going to go down to the bottom. Help from Felix Harris, who has really come on strong in the last few weeks. Ended up taking the points lead in the rookie standings from Danica Shirley. Felix Harris still looking for his first win of the season, but right now having a very consecutive season in that 78 team. Is, oh man, they are awfully close back there. Ryan Acosta getting squeezed almost up into the wall. There goes Trent Dunham. He got spun out. He got spun out by Carter Keselowski, and I believe Hayden Klein got a piece of that along with Ryan Acosta. Caution's out for the first time today. It happened right up near the outside of the top 10. And this is going to be our first caution of the day. It may very well be the big one, as Felix Harris, Luke Walker, Christopher Martin, last week's winner Dylan Poteet are the top 4, and the top 5 is completed by Dylan Young. Navarrete and Matthew Rodriguez second in points are there as well. Oh man, Tony Blazer is in it. Carter Keselowski, Ron Vajara Jr. As you got stragglers coming through here. Richard Johnson, he's involved. Barney Ward got a piece of it. Hayden Klein, I thought I saw him in it. Oh, Kyle Sosnowski is out of the race. Who else was in this? I thought we had more. Oh, there's Dunham. I know he was the car that spun out up in front of Ryan Acosta, who's sitting currently on pit road. Bob Jones, outside pole sitter, was in it. Dom Capps in the 24 has gotten a piece of it. Oh man, Derek Reed in the 6 is involved. Oh, whoa, what's going on up here? Oh, man, Rod Houston just ran into the back of Margaret Mason. There's a chain reaction wreck there, including Charles Jackson, Eric Burton, and Sky Commons. Sean Henley, third in points. He may have some damage on the left side, left rear of that Best Buy Ford. Chris Dollarton almost looked like he may have had some damage on the front of his car. I don't know for certain. There's Maggie Vaidarevu making her debut here today in the Oreo Truck Series, currently up to 13th. It's like James McLeod's coming down pit road. I don't know if he got some damage from that or not. McLeod, who's up in 4th in points. Yeah, he's got some damage on the right side of his car. So he must have gotten a piece of it too there in the Lumber Liquidators Toyota Tundra. Caution is out for the first time today. I think you could safely say the big one has already struck here at Talladega Superspeedway. As we'll take a look now at a replay. Felix Harris is the leader under caution. Let's take a look here. Ryan Acosta looked like he was going to enter into turn number 3 really high, but it didn't look like he got moved up anywhere. Let's see where the contact actually starts. Oh, right there. Trent Dunham came down onto Carter Keselowski. A little bit of contact there with Christopher Martin, and that's going to spin the one up the racetrack right in front of Ryan Acosta. Hayden Klein's going to get a piece of it there. Down to Rod Houston he goes. And just look at this. All these drivers, with drivers trying to come low to avoid, they get into the right front of the drivers behind them and just try and find your car and see if you got through. Look at Ryan Acosta's machine up and on its side. Absolute carnage here already. There's Dom Capps going up into Eric Burton. Richard Johnson going to nail Hayden Klein. Klein's car going to flip over as well. Tough break for him. Hayden Klein was trying to get back into the top 10 in points. There's Bob Jones. There's Derek Reed. Margaret Mason. Who's that on top? I think that's Ron Vajara Jr. that the 21 came to rest on top of. There is Carter Keselowski, and there's Hayden Klein's machine. Look at the smoke just pouring out of the bottom of that number 17. Tony Blazer there. Trent Dunham going to run to the back of Blazer. Blazer, I think, was stalled out there and couldn't get going. Barney Ward back there. You can see through that gray smoke. There's our winner from Bristol, Rod Houston, getting involved. And we also know that he ran into the back of Eric Burton or somebody. Margaret Mason on the back straightaway. So he has a lot more damage on the front of that car. There's Richard Johnson leaving the scene of the accident. I don't know about Charles Jackson, quite honestly. Kyle Sosnowski, we know, got a piece of it and has actually retired. But let's go on board with the 29 of Charles Jackson. He may have gotten through this with minimal or maybe even no damage at all. And we'll look at what this wreck looked like on board with the Budweiser Chevy Silverado of Charles Jackson. Oh, there's where Sean Henley got his contact right there. He and Charles Jackson kind of sideswiped each other. tell you right there, Charles Jackson, he could have gotten involved in this a lot worse, but I think that the one part that actually helped him out was when Kyle Sosnowski and Chris Dollerton made contact, kind of separated the two, and Jackson was able to drive on through that gap made. I think I just saw another car heading down pit road. That might have been Colin Welty in the 42. He may have been involved in this as well. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing as the cars are currently on the back straightaway. Lights are out atop the pace truck. Two cars will line up on the inside line as lap down cars, Carter Keselowski and Barney Ward. Both those drivers are currently one lap down. Drivers back behind the wall as a result of the first big one of the day. I'm saying first because there's still enough cars to create a second one, and it's certainly not out of the question. But Margaret Mason is retired along with Rod Houston, Richard Johnson, Dom Capps, Bob Jones, Trent Dunham, Hayden Klein, Ryan Acosta, Kyle Sosnowski, Ron Bajaro Jr., Tony Blazer, and Colin Welty, as I suspected. That was the car I thought I saw going down pit road. He also is out of the race and the 42nd position. Here's the way they'll line up for the restart. Felix Harris out in front, still looking for his first Truck Series win of his career. And you got Luke Walker running in second. Christopher Martin now third. Dylan Poteet fourth, and Dylan Young in fifth. Both the Dylans have actually come on really strong so far in the last few weeks. Now both find themselves inside the top 10 in points. Then it's Emilio Navarrete 6th, 7th Matthew Rodriguez, Jake Rogers in 8th, 9th is Danica Shirley, and Anthony McCurry has now cracked the top 10. So we go back to green. This track is really, really wide, so I'm hoping that Carter Keselowski, Barney Ward are not going to be much of a hindrance to these drivers as far as getting around them and getting into racing for the lead, but you never know as the green flag is back out here on lap 7 of 19. That gives us a total of 13 to go here today, and looks like everybody's trying to get around the 59 and the 88. Dylan Young and Matthew Rodriguez jumped down to the low line there. Apparently, those other two, Keselowski and Barney Ward, must be up to speed. I don't know. That's what it's certainly looking like. These drivers are not really freight training them right now. Well, maybe they are off the pace a little bit, but I can't tell for certain. They're in this big pack of cars, so sometimes even a damaged car, when it's in the draft, it can run up to full speed as if it isn't damaged. But right now, we got a 3-car breakaway. Felix Harris is the leader, Luke Walker second, Christopher Martin third. Two of those 3 drivers have not been to victory lane yet this season. Christopher Martin did go to victory lane back at Auto Club at his home track. He'd love to be able to pick up his second win of his Oreo Truck Series career, and here he comes. He's going to go 3 wide for that top spot, with a little bit of help from Dylan Poteet in the 31, trying to pick up his second straight Truck Series victory of this season. And how about Maggie Vedaravu, making her debut here in that 09 in the Oreo Truck Series, now running up here, taking the 5th position away from Felix Harris. Oh man, we got some teammates working together there. Alex Tanker and John Cittadino out of Joe Gibbs Racing work together in low line. And now Tanker and Christopher Martin go be side by side. There's a little bit of disdain between those two. I'm not exactly sure where that stems from. But Christopher Martin has always, every single week, said that his main goal was to try and finish better than Alex Tanker. Not exactly sure what the deal is there, but it's happened just about every single week ever since the season started. Right now we got a battle for the lead. Andrew Gonzalez going to go down to the bottom. Gonzalez has not been to victory lane since season 2. He would love to get back to victory lane here in the Oreo Truck Series. He could do it here today. Let's not forget Nick Eggleston and Andrew Gonzalez both are NNSCRA originals from season 1. Nick Eggleston went back to victory lane in an Oreo Truck Series event at the season opener at Daytona. So we're here at another strict plate track. Could be Andrew Gonzalez's turn. But here comes Danica Shirley, who really has been having a poor run in the last few weeks in that 3-car, basically due to not qualifying well. She hasn't really wrecked out of races. She just hasn't qualified well for them and been able to work her way up to the front of the field. She's recently lost the rookie points lead. She's 10th in standings. She's trying to get this season turned back around here. Danica Shirley, of course, winning the race at Phoenix in only her second Truck Series start. As now Dylan Young will go to the top spot. I think Dylan Young, if memory serves me correctly, is a former winner in the Truck Series here at Talladega. I may be wrong. I may be getting my history mixed up, but I'm thinking that's the case. He's got Sean Galligan over the back bumper of him. There's Matthew Rodriguez, second in the points to the high side. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of coalition between the 2 Penske cars there, Sean Galligan and Jake Rogers. Last season, when Dougie Shears and Red Bell drove those cars, they both went to victory lanes. As a matter of fact, they swept Texas, I believe it was. as here comes the Jake Rogers machine down to the inside line. Sean Galligan has already gone to victory lane once this season in that blue deuce that came at Castle Gorge a few weeks ago. Jake Rogers, though, still trying to get that number 22 to victory lane this season. And here comes Nick Eggleston trying to go 2 for 2 in restrictor plate starts here in Season 5 as he is alongside of Jake Rogers now. And look at Sean Henley. We saw that damage on the 43 there when he got involved with Charles Jackson on our first caution of the day, but he's been able to recover nicely here, trying to follow up what was a great few weeks. He ended up almost winning at Infineon, but came away with 8th place. He finished top 5 in the Kansas Raceway event last week, and he's sitting 3rd in points is Sean Henley, as Anthony McCurry is now out in front. McCurry, this has not exactly been a terrible season for him. He's 19th in points, but he's still looking for his first win of the season, and oh my goodness, they're going to go 4 wide for 2nd place. Luke Walker, Christopher Martin, Seth Cole, and Jake Rogers. They can do that here at this track. Trying to find the points leader, Adam Chambers. I think that might be him on that inside line there. That red car just behind Alex Tanker. No, that's actually Danica Shirley. So where is... oh, there's Chambers. He's on the high side at the tail end of this lead pack. So Chambers, the points leader, just kind of riding around right now at the tail end of this pack. Maybe it's a church. Oh, Matthew Rodriguez just got turned by somebody. That might have been Felix Harris. Did he save it, though? No, oh my word, he was flipping over on the front straightaway. 2nd in the points, Matthew Rodriguez. This better brought out a caution. It didn't. Are you kidding me? A flip on the front straightaway doesn't bring the caution out as Matthew Rodriguez still sits idle there. No caution. That is ridiculous. The car came back up on the racing service, for heaven's sakes. What are the NNSCRA officials thinking? There should have definitely been a caution thrown right there. They're going to go 4 wide there for 3rd place. Stephen Pollard, the 3rd, now going to go to the inside line. But Matthew Rodriguez, oh my goodness, I don't believe what I just saw. He and Felix Harris got together. Rodriguez must have pounded the inside retaining wall. The car went into a barrel roll, came back up out of the racetrack, and the NNSCRA officials, in their infinite wisdom, quotes unquotes, they did not throw the caution. And Matthew Rodriguez, who was at that point the current points leader, is now the points leader is up to 2nd, Adam Chambers. But Matthew Rodriguez, I think his day may be over now. Has he taken that car back behind the wall? I wouldn't be surprised. He's currently a lap down, but I think he's going to be retiring pretty doggone soon. James McLeod out in front in that 30, currently 4th in the points. But what an amazing turn of events here. And the ironic thing is, that may be the highlight of the day, not in a good way, but just in the fact that it was an extraordinary wreck. We just saw the tail end of it, and we may have to show it to you when this race is over due to the fact that NASCAR, NNSCRA, did not decide to throw the caution. As here comes Nicole Williams down at the inside, and as I've been talking about this, I've failed to realize that we've only got 5 laps to go in this event. 5 laps remaining in today's race. This race has certainly been anything but dull. This has been absolutely incredible. They're going to go, whoa, man, I thought they were going to go 5 wide there, but fortunately, Jake McLeod was able to get up in front of Luke Walker. Oh, but further back there, Sean Henley moved Luke Walker out of the way, but that's in 4 wide formation. All right, that's okay. And here comes Seth Cole. He'll go to the lead. Seth Cole trying to win the first race of the season for Germain Racing. But take a look here. Here comes Anthony McCurry and Nick Eggleston. How about this? Anthony McCurry looking to his right. He's probably thinking that he's seeing things because that's the old ride he drove last season. He's now passing him. And here comes Andrew Gonzalez to the inside. Help from Danica Shirley and Maggie Vaydarvu. How would it be for her in her first career Truck Series start to pick up the win here today? There's a slower car up ahead. That is the cars of Eric Burton and Chris Dollerton. I don't know if they're going to catch them or not. I actually have a sinking feeling that they are. And that could play out huge in the finish of this race. But meanwhile, leader Andrew Gonzalez, Maggie Vaydarvu to 2nd. How about Stephen Pollard the 3rd? 15th in points. 6th in rookie points. He wants to win here today. And here comes Galligan back down to the inside line with help from Alex Tanker and the points leader Adam Chambers. At the line, Maggie Vaydarvu leads her first career NNSCRA lap as they are catching the cars of Eric Burton and Chris Dollerton. Hopefully they'll catch them on the back straightaway here rather than in the turns. Otherwise that could spell big time trouble. Here we go. They're about to catch him. Galligan out in front with Alex Tanker and fellow Dodge Adam Chambers. Oh, Eric Burton holding these guys up. He's holding up both lanes. Galligan and Tanker both can't get by. They're like a triangle formation. They look like a formation of geese flying south. As Tanker will take the lead, I think. Oh, my goodness gracious sakes alive. Which line's going to move? High line or low line? Oh, Galligan's trying to get the outside going, and I think he's got it. I think Galligan took the lead on the high side. Tanker boxed in. And Sean Galligan will come down. We got 2 laps to go here at Talladega. Galligan looking for his second win of the season in the Oreo Truck Series. And as I'm looking back here, I believe if Galligan won today, that would be his 6th career Oreo Truck Series victory. I believe so. Yes, I believe he has 1 win in Season 2, 2 wins in Season 3, a win last year in Season 4, and then he has a win this season already in Season 5. But Andrew Gonzalez, Stephen Pollard III, the 2 Roush cars going to work together now. There's Alex Tankard, there's Adam Chambers, the points leader, who'd love to be able to win. How about Sean Henley up here? Luke Walker's in the mix as well. Nicole Williams, Danica Shirley as the white flag is displayed. Stephen Pollard III out in front. Who is going to win this thing? Here comes Alex Tanker to the inside. What a recovery after getting held up behind those 2 slower now lap cars of Eric Byrne and Chris Dollerton. He's the leader. But here's Jake Rogers. Jake Rogers going to try and make the move. Here he comes. Luke Walker's there. Nicole Williams is there. Galligan's on the inside line. Who's going to be able to get this? Here we go into turn number 3. Getting down to crunch time. Rogers has the advantage. And look who he's got to help. His Penske teammate. Sean Galligan. Penske 1-2 coming out of turn 4. There's Seth Cole. There's Sean Henley. Will they work together? Galligan trying to get the run to the inside. He's there. Here we go. Down the front straightaway. Galligan's got the advantage. Galligan's got it. Galligan picks up his 2nd Truck Series win of the season as he wins the Fred's Super $250. Sean Galligan goes to victory lane yet again. Oh my goodness, and he had to move his teammate Jake Rogers out of the way to do it. But Sean Galligan, who came into this race 13th in points, picks up his 2nd win of the season, becomes the first 2-time winner in the Truck Series of Season 5. And he wins here today at Talladega Superspeedway. Unbelievable. I think he crossed the stripe on the final lap all the way back in the 8th position. He comes around in 1 lap and wins today's race. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Sean Galligan, the Blue Deuce, goes to victory lane for the 2nd time this season. First time it was at the short track of Castle Gorge, and this time it's here at Talladega Superspeedway. Galligan going to take a victorious lap around this track here. Looks like Sean Henley is going to join him. Not really sure what the deal is there, but as always, we'll try and take a look here at our top 10 finishing. Oh man, I thought it was a Penske 1-2 finish. Looks like Seth Cole just barely got 2nd place from Jake Rogers. So Rogers will have to settle for 3rd. Sean Henley, man, has he been on a streak. 3rd straight top 10 finish for the 43. Still finished 4th. Nicole Williams is going to be the highest finishing rookie of the day in 5th. Alex Tanker gets 6th. Adam Chambers, the points leader, who will remain the points leader heading into next week, he gets 7th. 8th place is going to be Danica Shirley. Nice recovery for her to be able to try and get her season back on track. Luke Walker going to get 9th, and 10th place was last week's winner, Dylan Poteet. Well, guys, this is not over. We've got to go back and look at a replay. We're not going to end here. We got to look at a replay of what happened to Matthew Rodriguez before we end this video, because that was one of the most horrific crashes I think I've ever seen here at Talladega Superspeedway, and it happened to a guy who came in 2nd in the point standings. Take a look at this. Matthew Rodriguez going for a wild ride, and the most ironic thing about it is they didn't throw the caution. Right there was contact between Emilio Navra and Felix Harris. He goes up into Matthew Rodriguez, turns him around, and watch this hit that Matt Rod's going to take into the inside retaining wall. Oh my goodness. Hard lick right there. And look at this. Car is trying not to flip. It does flip over up onto his roof. Matthew Rodriguez, watch right here, going to catch the grass. That's going to send the truck into a barrel roll. Oh my goodness. Fortunately, only a single truck incident, but still. Oh my, look at the 14 just flip and barrel roll down the front straightaway. And look at that. there must have been some sheet metal debris there, I would think. I mean, obviously, you would think that would be the case. His car comes to rest on the apron, and take a look at this. Probably one of the biggest fails of the season. Pace car sits there idle, no lights on whatsoever. Well, it was a great finish nonetheless, but still, I don't understand NASCAR and the NNSCRA not throwing the caution flag for that incident taking place, with second in the points, Matthew Rodriguez. Well, the bad news for Matthew Rodriguez is Sean Henley, James McLeod, I think they finished pretty well. Dylan Young, Dylan Poteet, I think they finished well too. So, big loser in the points this week could very well be Matthew Rodriguez, as he may drop as far down as 7th, 8th, maybe even 9th in the point standings. Well, guys, this has been absolutely an unbelievable race at Talladega, but we're not done. We still got Mobile and Snickers Cup Series action. If this truck race at Talladega was this exciting, who knows what we're in store for in the Mobile and Snickers Cup Series action that'll be coming up to finish out this race weekend. Hope you enjoyed today's race. Subscribe to become part of the crew today. Congratulations to Sean Galligan on becoming the first two-time winner in the Truck Series of Season 5. Now we have two-time winners in all three series. We have Galligan in Trucks, Eric Burton in Mobile, and John Cittadino in Snickers. Here's a big question. Who's going to be the first driver to become a three-time winner between those three? You never know. Hope to see you guys next time here. Here comes the official finishing results and the point standings. You've been watching productions of NNSCRA, offline racing at its best.